Welcome to our online science class. We are in the chapter 4, pollination. In our last class, we already discussed about different parts of flowers. Can you remember the name of the parts of flowers? Yes. Main two parts are vegetative parts and reproductive parts. And calyx, corolla, pedicel and thalamus. Calyx, corolla, pedicel and thalamus are the vegetative part. And androcium and gynoecium are the reproductive part. Androcium is the male reproductive part and gynoecium is the female reproductive part. So today we will learn about types of flowers. So have a look on the book, page number 55, and please learn it. Today we will discuss about types of flowers. On the basis of the presence of male and female reproductive parts, flowers are classified into two categories: unisexual flowers and bisexual flowers. Firstly, I'll tell you about unisexual flowers. In some flowers, only you can see here unisexual flowers. This is unisexual flowers. In some flowers, only one reproductive organ, male or female, is present. Look at this. In this flower, androcium is present, and in this flower, gynoecium is present. Androcium, male reproductive part; gynoecium, female reproductive part. So, in unisexual flowers, only one organ, male or female, is present. They are called unisexual flowers. It is also called incomplete or monosexual flowers. For example, they are corn, cucumber, papaya, bitter gourd, muskmelon, etc. are unisexual flowers. Next, bisexual flowers. Just have a look, bisexual flowers. The flower in which both androcium and gynoecium, that means both the male and female reproductive part, present, these are called bisexual flowers. It is also called as complete flower. Example, hibiscus or China rose, mustard, etc. Now I am telling you about pollination. The process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is called pollination. Look at the picture. The process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. This arrow shows here from anther, process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is called pollination. Actually, pollen grains are male gametes which should come in the contact to female gametes or ovules. For what? For fertilization. So that after fertilization, fruits and seeds are formed. So this is self-pollination. And types of pollination are, there are two types of pollination: self-pollination and cross-pollination. What is self-pollination? This picture shows self-pollination. When the pollen of a plant lands in the stigma of the same flower, here it shows lands, the pollen lands on the stigma of the same flower. That is called self-pollination. Or another flower of the same plant, that is also called self-pollination. It occurs only in bisexual flowers. In the bisexual flower means the flowers which contains both male and female organ. Next, I am telling you about cross-pollination. This picture shows cross-pollination. When the pollen of a plant lands on some other flower or some other plant of same species is called cross-pollination. Look here, cross-pollination happens here. Here the stamen is still cross-pollination happens here. Pollen grains are light in weight, so they can be carried through wind or water. And you know, insects and birds are agents of pollination. Actually, insects get attracted to flowers due to bright colors of petals and nectar, sweet nectar, you know, and they carry pollen on their bodies, which lands on the stigma of a flower. It can be same plant or another. Honeybees, beetles, butterflies, hummingbirds, etc. are all pollinators. When the pollination occurs by water, then it is called hydrophilus. It is called hydrophilus. When the pollination occurs by animals, then it is called zoophilus. Zoophilus. When the pollination occurs by air, then it is called anemophilus. Okay? And when the pollination occurs by insects, then it is called entomophilus. When the pollination occurs by birds, then it is called ornithophilus. Okay? So, hydrophilus, zoophilus, anemophilus, entomophilus, entomophilus and ornithophilus. These are name of the different types of pollination occurs by water, animals, air, insect, birds. Now, I'll tell you about process of pollination. Plant reproduction happens only when the male gametes contacted with the female gamete. Pollination is the process of fertilization. It occurs with the following 5 steps which I am going to tell you. First step, pollen grain contacted with sticky stigma. Look, here it is pollen grain contacted with the sticky stigma here. Second step, it germinates the pollen tube. You can see here pollen tube. So the pollen grain when contacted with sticky stigma, it germinates the pollen tube. This is pollen tube. And the third step is pollen tube enters the ovary. Pollen tubes enters this is ovary. This part is ovary. Pollen tube enters the ovary through style. And the fourth step, by the help of pollen tube, male gametes enters into the ovary. And next, this fifth step. It fuses with the female gamete present in ovule. It fuses with the female gamete. You can see here. Female gamete present in ovule and fertilization takes place. After fertilization, ovary develop into fruit and ovules develop into seed. Look at this process. After that, this is seed, and next seed, from the seed, seedlings comes out. Okay, this is the process of pollination. Next, importance of pollination. Why pollination is important? Pollination is a very necessary process. Most of the plants can grow only after pollination. Means, without pollination, these plants will be extinct. There will be no exist of plants without pollination. After pollination, reproduction takes place. So, without pollination, these plants will be extinct. Though it is a natural process, it is also done by humans in so many industries for producing good quality of plants and plant products. By the help of cross-pollination, we can grow new species of plants. Okay, so this was the chapter. You all please read the chapter thoroughly, and in our next class I'll discuss about the question answer, objective type question answer. I'm telling you again that you please all go through the chapter thoroughly and read it line by line and try to remember. Okay, so that's all for our today's class, and bye till next class.